Yes.
Yeah, so I wanted to learn more about the boyfriend. Because I thought he was like a real sweetie, so...
He was a perfect first boyfriend.
Yeah, so first of all, like what happened? How long did they communicate? Are they still friends? And then secondly, because he had the language barrier, I was trying to think like if I was going out with somebody and this guy, the father, was like taking over. I mean, I would think it would be pretty weird. So I wonder, did you get any translation in terms of what he was really thinking as he was playing this role?
No, I never heard anything back from him, but
Let me talk about Roman.
Yeah.
He was a very sweet boy, and he was wonderful to Lucy, and I was so happy that her first intimate relationship was with someone who was so good to her. But I do speak French, and he didn't speak to me either. He was very young in a lot of ways.
and they kind of drifted apart over the
Well,
course
I mean,
of that.
they did break up, to go to college, and Lucy had one relatively domestic boyfriend for a while, and then she spent her junior year of college in Buenos Aires.
And now she speaks Spanish fluently, has a boyfriend named Juan.
Juan, on the other hand, really tries to speak English. Lucy's trying to bring him up. He wants to emigrate, and we're all for it. So, and yes, she still speaks to Romain from time to time, not often.
Yeah, good. Oh, and we heard that Roman actually likes the film.
Yeah,
We sent him
Doug
a
sent
copy
us.
and heard back that
He probably likes the part where he's stroking our dad.
Yeah, Dick.
I was particularly taken also by the step-parenting relationship.
What?
Step parenting.
I don't know if it's another movie or not to be a movie, but having had some experience as a step-parent, it's just another different, challenging role, even in the best of circumstances. And I think there's such a positive story in your step-parenting story. And so, like I say, I don't know if it becomes another movie or it's just part of this story.
He didn't have enough footage of Josh or
Well, we did actually in the first cut. We actually had quite a bit more of him in it, and it, we showed it to a few other people to kind of get reactions to it, and it was long, and we were looking for places to cut back, and that was one area. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of footage, and many different ways these can go off, and that's why it's great to work with a really terrific editor. I mean, people get the, sort of misunderstand these kinds of films and think that I do it all by myself. And I really have a couple of really great collaborators who I work with. But it's really, for me, it's really important to have a good editor who can, have some objectivity and stand back and,
But Doug, Dick is talking about life, not the film. So let me just say that their
Let's talk
relationship,
about the film, actually.
he's talking about another film.
Yes.
Josh and Doug's relationship has always been wonderful. And as Doug says in the film, he never had to play the parent role because Josh was 1 week with us, 1 week with his dad, back and forth since he was really tiny. And what's interesting is I think for a lot of step parents, whether they need to play the parent role or not, they are inclined to do that. And Peter Pan didn't want to. So it worked out great in a sense because they had a fabulous relationship.
Yeah, I do think that actually it sort of carried over a little bit to Lucy that, I was so used to having this kind of bantering, palsy relationship with Josh that it took me a while to realize, hey, you're the dad here. You have to be the dad here, and I would sometimes just fall back into that role. So, that definitely played a part. So, yeah.
A lot of great stuff in this, and the
thank you.
filmmaker deserves a lot of the credit along with the editor. But there's one thing that struck me that was so subtle, scoring the exit row as you're flying off the chassis. There's the exit sign above you. Just be funny here. On the plane,
Yes,
says exit,
yeah.
as she's exiting.
Mhm.
Hey.
I caught that one. How about
It
the
was so
golf?
subtle, I've seen it
How
better.
about the golf ball that's about to hit the archery ball?
No, it's
There's a
great
lot
stuff.
of subtle
I've got to
things.
see this again.
No, you have to watch it probably about 5 times to get all the subtleties. Yeah.
Couple of things. One is I really loved your explanation, the difference between attachment and love. That was really a nice, it was beautiful, and it just struck me so much. I went, yeah, that's truth right there. And the second thing is this whole film, I've sat here the whole time in tears, because it kind of mirrors my story exactly the opposite. My daughter grew up in Spokane, Washington. She went to New York. She lives there now. She's 32.
Never came back.
She's got, yeah, never come
It's
back.
because
So we-
it's New York. Lucy's
Yes,
coming back to
exactly,
New York.
exactly.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
I know. She left in '97, and she'll never come back. She's a New Yorker now. But
So you guys,
the thing is that we have these. She's 32 now. We have these great conversations. I mean, I love my daughter. I love this young woman, but no one ever tells you that you'll always grieve the loss of that little girl.
Yeah.
I just miss the little girl she was.
Yeah.
I love the woman, but I miss the girl.
Yeah, and I did too, and that's, how really the story came in. It's really very much like I say it right at the beginning of the film, that, when it comes to raising the kids, you have all sorts of, manuals to fall back on, help, and people, can't stop giving you advice, but, what's there preparing you for that letting go? It
This
is.
film, thank you for making it.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah.
hi, Calvin.
Hi. To the extent that a camera is used to hold and to embrace and to capture, as you watch this film and you compare it to others you've made, did you notice that your eyes are a little different because you are using this machine to hold in a way to embrace the way fathers embrace their children? Did you notice a difference in your vision or was there anything there?
I was a little more in focus than my previous. I'm not sure I totally grasp. I mean, it is, I think every time I make a film like this, a more personal film, I'm a little bit more comfortable with it when and certainly when I was shooting it, I was, but I'm not quite sure how to answer that.
Well, I noticed that even watching your father's silent movies, there was an embracing quality. I wondered if you just, almost unconsciously take the picture a different way, or you look for different things and you point your camera to it. I wonder if there's anything there. Because there was a loving quality, even in your father's pictures.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm always looking for connections between the past and the present, and the more I do these. For instance, when we were editing 51 Bird Street, it gave me the opportunity to look through all of the home movies and all of the footage that I've taken of the family over the years. It actually wasn't all that much, so I remember a lot. It was, maybe 50, 60 hours altogether over, an 18-year period that I've been shooting with my family. And so, I really have such a vivid memory of some of those shots. Like believe me, I carried that, that moment in the back of the car after Lucy's had her ears pierced. And she goes, I feel like my life has changed. I've been, for years and years and years, I've been I almost wanted to make this movie just to have that moment. And when she was taking her driver's test, her affect, she was so excited and so nervous, and it reminded me of the day she got her ears pierced. And so that's why when we were driving, she was driving away, I said, so do you feel like your life has changed? I mean, it came right to me. So I think that's part of it, is I'm just sort of steeped in these, it's not just memories, it's really vivid memories because I have the images and I've been looking at them for the last few years. So the more I do it, the more vivid the memories are, weirdly enough.
All right.
Well,
Anybody else
was